everybody, welcome to Snacks and Crafts. I'm so glad you're here today. Today we are making a super yummy snack that goes with an adorable craft. And the best part about it, you can make it all by yourself. Let's make it. Okay, so first, what we are going to need for this snack is sprinkles, a cup, a Ziploc bag, two cookie cutters in these two shapes, a knife. You can use a butter knife or a sharp knife, scissors, frosting, and 2 large brownies. First, we're going to get our brownies in front of us. Let's move everything to the side so the brownies are the main effect. First, we're gonna look for some super cute cookie cutter shapes. I'm gonna use an X and an O, but if you don't have those two shapes, you can do hearts with an arrow going through it, or just an arrow, or flowers, or double hearts. I have a lot of Valentine's Day cookie cutters. So I'm gonna use my X and O. It doesn't matter what cookie cutters you use. You're gonna get your X or your first cookie cutter, and you're gonna press it down slightly onto your first brownie. Next, we are going to get the sharp knife, or a butter knife, whatever one your parents let you use, and we're gonna cut the outline off of the cookie cutter. So that way, when we pull the cutter off, we have an X-shaped brownie. You want to go all the way around it, and make sure it doesn't pop up so you don't mess up the outlining. Make sure you have an older sibling when you're doing this, so that way you don't accidentally cut yourself, or that would be really bad. And you want to get to see the end of this video. Really quickly, before I start taking this stuff off, what is your favorite type of snack? Sweet or salty? My personal favorite is sweet. It's so good once you have sweet snacks. What are your favorite? Wow, that's so amazing. Really good choice. So now we're going to take off all the outlining of our brownie. Oops, I missed some. It's okay if you missed some, then you can just pause the video and go back and do it. So we're gonna put our extra brownie bits into the side. You can save those for later to eat them, or just eat them throughout the video. Okay, so now we're gonna take off our X cookie cutter and we have an X shape. Now we're gonna do the same thing with our O, but this time we're gonna use our cup. We'll use the cup for our frosting bit too. But we're just gonna push the cup down just a little bit, and we're gonna go around the outline just like we did with the first shape. If you have a circle cookie cutter, that's amazing. But if you don't, just use a cup, because that's what I find easiest instead of using a mason jar lid, because it has like this thick outlining on it. Anyway, so now that we're done with this, we're gonna just make sure we got everything, because that would be really sad if we had extra outlining and it looked like an oval. Or that would just be funny, I don't really know. Okay, so now that we have our O shape, I'm gonna put these to the side. We're gonna put all of our extras to the side so we can eat them later. We're gonna cut, if your brownie cracks and stuff, that's fine. The frosting will probably put it back together. So this is what it looks like. And now we are going to put this to a side for a second and clear off our zone, so that way we have room to put the frosting in the bag. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get a paper towel actually, because we don't want to get our hands dirty. We're gonna wipe off the edge so it doesn't get our Ziploc bag dirty. Okay. Now we're gonna get our Ziploc bag and roll it down so that way we can put it in the cup. If you have a piping bag, you can also use that, but I would still recommend putting it in a cup so that way it's easier to put the frosting in. Now we're gonna do our frosting. What you need for this is a spoon and the frosting tub. So I'm gonna rip this open. Ooh, it's so beautiful. But you can't just leave this poor little lid covered in frosting, so what you have to do is you have to lick it. Okay, so now that part's done. We're gonna get our big spoon. Oh my goodness, that's so yummy. We're gonna get our big spatula. You can use a spoon if you want. We're gonna take a big bit of frosting and we're just gonna drop it in there. You can shove it down and stuff. we're gonna leave this here for a second, just in case. And now we're gonna loosen this to the side, and we're gonna squeeze it. Squeeze it down so you get to one corner. So it might look like this, but it's okay, because baking's supposed to be messy. We're just gonna keep pulling it down until it gets to this one corner, like this. We're gonna keep squeezing till all of the frosting is down there. See, it gets like into a big tip. You need muscles for this. If you guys have trouble doing this, then ask an older sibling. Or if you're the oldest sibling, then this should be easy to do. So now we're gonna get our scissors. And we're gonna, hold up, before we get our scissors, actually, we're gonna get our X and O brownies. We're gonna move everything to the side. Now we're gonna get our scissors and we're gonna snip off the tip. And lick the frosting. Okay. So now we can start. We're just gonna decorate these brownies. You can give them to friends and stuff if you have a bestie you wanna give them to, or a sibling, or a parent, or a grandparent. There's a lot of people in the world you can give it to. So we're just gonna cover this X in frosting. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't add too much frosting, but if your parents let you, go free for all. So now I'm gonna do the O. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Makes such weird sounds. It's like, okay. Now we are going to put our frosting down. And now we are going to get a toothpick because mine turned out a little messy, but that's okay because if yours came out nice, great job. If yours came out messy, get a toothpick and try to smooth it out so there isn't really much holes and it's not that clumpy. I'm going to try to clear out the bits that make it look like an X so it just doesn't look like a messed up butterfly. But if it does, you can also turn this X into a butterfly. You just stick some of your extra pieces on and it would look gorgeous. But like I said at the beginning of this episode, if you don't have an X and an O cookie cutter, then you can decorate like the arrow and put a little heart at the end of it. There's a lot of stuff you can do. I'm gonna touch up my circle because it got a little messy. I didn't say mine were gonna come out perfect. And yours don't have to come out perfect either. Because you know what, we're kids. It's a thing, it comes out messy. Or you're a kid who makes things perfect. Then I'm gonna give you a little plot for how far you've gotten to this video. So now, since it's pretty much flattened out and smoothed around it, we're gonna get our toothpick. If you want to, you can just lick your toothpick. Okay, I've done a lot of licking frosting this episode. Now we are gonna get our cute Valentine's Day theme sprinkles, like we used in our last video we did when we made the Cupid's popcorn. We're gonna pour a little bit in our hands, and we're just gonna pour it onto the X and the O. So they look all festive. We're just gonna keep pouring it until they're all covered. Or if you wanna do it a different way, you can have a bowl or you like put a plate covered in sprinkles and then you could just dip the brownie in it. That's another fun way to do it. So now that I'm done decorating my X, I'm gonna go over my O with the sprinkles. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys what the O looks like. There's a lot of pearls because I love pearls. And this is the X. Because the X has a little bit of a weak arm, so we don't want to mess with that. So really quickly, we're gonna clean up our area. You can use your leftover frosting and you can turn these into brownie chips, you know? Just like get frosting, pour a little bit on it, eat it like nachos. That's another thing you can do with the leftovers. So now, since we've completed our brownies, we are going to bite into it. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is so good, guys. I love it. Make sure you like this video, eat it now. I don't care. Share it with your siblings, share it with your friends. You might become on a sugar high, but it's worth it. Okay, we're gonna clean up this yummy mess and then we can start our craft. All right, now that we have our yummy snack, we're gonna start our popsicle stick heart frame. First, what you need for this is a photo of you or your bestie or a photo of your family, one of those three. Next, we are going to need pink cardstock, or you could just use pink paper, cardboard, a lot of stuff like that. Cute heart foam stickers. Oh, wrong one. These. Pink paint. You could use red paint, whatever color paint you want. A paintbrush. Popsicle sticks, a lot of them. Glue, tape, and a white piece of paper to cover your area so it doesn't get dirty. Make sure you use a picture that your parents don't mind you gluing and getting all messy. First, we are going to get our pencil and we're going to trace the outside of our photo in the middle of our cardstock. Make sure you're holding your photo down securely so that way when you are tracing it, it doesn't get all zigzaggy and stuff like that. But it's okay if you have a few bumps and stuff. I mean, nobody's is gonna be perfect, especially not mine. So, since we traced this out, we're gonna put it to the side for a second and we're going to paint our popsicle sticks. But since this is a TV show, I don't want to take like 45 minutes to let it dry or 20 minutes to let it dry. So I'm just going to use these pre-painted ones I painted earlier. Not both sides have to be painted, only the side that's facing up. So they should look like that, or whatever color you want. Now we are going to get our picture, or our thing, back again, and we are going to get our glue. It's a little dry on the top. Make sure your glue isn't dry on the top, and if you're opening a new glue, make sure to open it. So you're just not squeezing it and nothing comes out. It's happened to me multiple times, okay? That's just my warning. So now we're gonna glue inside the square so we can put our picture frame on it. So while we're doing this, what do you guys do for Valentine's Day? Do you go to the park with your friends? Do you eat out for dinner? Does your co-op do a thing where you put little things? Tell me which one you do. Oh wow, I'm super impressed. That's really cool. So now that we're done gluing it, we are going to get our photo and we're gonna stick it in the middle where we outlined it before. Got a little bit on my hands, but that's okay. So now we are going to get our popsicle sticks and we're gonna do the same thing we did before with layering them. Just like when we mapped them out. So now I'm going to glue just the one side and we're going to layer it. So first we're gonna get this one. The first one, and it would look like this once you place it down. Then we are going to get our second one and we are going to glue this bottom part because we're layering them and you have to do it in a specific order. I have sometimes trouble saying that word. So that way it doesn't get all messy or messed up because we went so far to this video to get to this point. So now we're going to glue the bottom of the back side of this one or another pink popsicle stick. And we're gonna get the glue all over it, just not on the front part. So now we are going to glue this popsicle stick to this popsicle stick. Well, popsicle sticking like this. So, okay, it just swung off because I didn't add enough glue. Make sure you add lots of glue so that way it doesn't just swing off when you place it down. I wouldn't recommend moving it, but I have to because I'm showing you guys this amazing project we're doing. So now that we have this one down, we're gonna do the same pattern, but on the other side. We're just gonna put a bunch of glue over this side now. It'll come out. You guys can use hot glue too, because it's really fast. I use super glue because it sticks really good. So now we're gonna put we're just gonna copy the pattern we did on the other side. Now we're gonna get our second one for the other side, and we're gonna put glue all across it. Do you guys have problems squeezing glue bottles sometimes? Like it won't come out? That happens to me a lot. If it does, we're in the same boat. Okay, so now we're gonna put this one down. Make sure to not move your paper a lot as you're gluing so they don't just slide across your photo and your photo's around forever. So now we are going to do the final step of our picture frame for the popsicle stick gluing part. And we're just gonna put 2 dots of glue on the edges of these 2 popsicle sticks. Now we're gonna get our last pink popsicle stick and we are going to place it across the top. When it's done, it should look like this, or it depends the size of the photo you use. You might have to use 8 popsicle sticks, 10 popsicle sticks. It could be a huge photo, you use 100 popsicle sticks. Or you could be doing a poster like this, that would be cool. So now we have to let this dry for a few seconds. But while this is drying, I have a quick question to ask you guys. For Valentine's Day, I never told you this, but for Valentine's Day, me and my sister usually wake up because we're like, oh my goodness, it's Valentine's Day. What are we gonna do this time? We come out into our kitchen and we see 2 gift bags, one for me and one for her. And then my dad comes out of his room, he gives us roses, gives us a hug, gives my mom a rose, and then we just keep going with our day. So, this is almost dry. Hopefully it holds together. I'm gonna cut it and then we can decorate it. Make sure you don't go too close to the paper because you accidentally might ruin it. Don't go too close to the popsicle sticks or else you might ruin it by going under them or like snipping them. It would be weird. So now that I'm about to be done cutting it out, if you don't have foam heart stickers, that's okay. You can use glitter, cute animal stickers, waterproof stickers, a bunch of stuff like that. So now that I'm done cutting it out, we're gonna put this to the side. We're gonna get our cute foam heart stickers. They also have glittery ones. And we're just gonna peel them and stick them on our picture frame. So it looks really cute for Valentine's Day. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you can give this to your mom, your dad, your grandparent, whichever one. Your bestie, if you do a picture frame of you and your bestie together. I'm just gonna finish this up with all the cute stickers I'm putting on it. I'm gonna put a sticker on a sticker. We're just gonna do a lot of stickers. If you like stickers, then I'm gonna give you applaud. If you don't like stickers, that's okay. Not everybody has to like everything. Okay, so there you have it, an adorable Valentine's Day picture frame. Thanks for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button to see our next video. Bye.